Mario Kart World Direct happened. Did it justify the $80 price tag? So there's been a lot of discourse about whether or not $80 for Mario Kart World is actually justified and worth it. I definitely have my opinions on the matter, and I will give those opinions a bit later on in the video, but I want to get started with some of the different features that you can find in Mario Kart World. So, of course, we know we can free roam, we can go across the world, check out the courses, even when we're not racing in them, but they did go over it in the Direct. Just to reinforce that for people, do keep in mind, remember these Directs are marketing material, so they gotta be as thorough as possible. Then, we also know that we're gonna have Knockout Tour, which is essentially a survival mode in the game where if you place a certain rank in your race, you'll get to continue on, but if you don't, you'll be knocked out. And of course, they did go over the game chat feature that is supported by Mario Kart World, and they also showed us some camera features that you can utilize while playing the game. They also went over some of the new tricks you can do in the game, like wall riding, grinding on rails, and power lines, and all of these different things, as well as rewinding your cart to retry something if you wanted to do something differently. And of course, we're gonna have some new courses in the game, along with some returning ones that they said would be sprinkled throughout the world, and we can find them as we're traveling about. In the Direct, they also mentioned Battle Mode is coming back with a few different modes within Battle Mode. We're also going to be getting our time trial, which obviously that's a staple of the series. It's going to make a comeback. And then we do have our versus races, which you can customize to a pretty sufficient degree when you want to play with your friends. And speaking of multiplayer, they did make mention that we are going to have local wireless play with up to 8 systems. And on each one of those systems, up to 2 players can be playing simultaneously. So something else they mentioned in the Direct was in the overworld, you're going to have missions and other interactable things that you can mess around with while playing in free roam. And with everything that they went over in that Direct, both old and new, does it actually justify the $80 price tag? Well, my answer to that is, it depends. Now stick with me here. It depends because everyone's perception of value is different. For some people, this game being $80 is just not worth it because they're the kind of person who they might not be playing Mario Kart all that often. They don't see it as a game they're going to sink hours and hours into, so for them, $80 just doesn't make sense. And that's completely valid. Then for other people, they're gonna see, oh, I can play this with my friends for years to come. I can do X, Y, and Z in the game. And for them, it makes sense. They're like, okay, yeah, I can justify the $80 and I can buy it. Then of course, there are the people who are like, I want this game, but my wallet. And also definitely valid, and I completely understand. So at the end of the day though, it really does come down to what is your perception of value? How do you value this game? Do you think it's going to be something worth picking up for you? Not because some rando on YouTube told you it was valuable, and not because some rando on YouTube told you it wasn't. It should be based off of what do you actually want? Do you think it's worth the price tag? If not, do not buy it. If yes, buy it. If you don't have the money for it, I'm sorry. Now, I do know there's been a lot of back and forth about this price, people saying, yeah, it's worth it. No, it's not. All of that. And I've been trying to avoid that as much as possible, and I've been able to avoid it. But at the same time, I do want to say something because I know how the internet can be at times. Please, whether you want to get the game and you think it's justified or you don't think it's justified, please, please, please do not be the kind of person who's trying to bombard other people and lambaste them with your opinion on it and say, oh no, you have to think it's worth it or you have to think it's not worth it. Like, please do not do that. It is absolutely a futile effort. It is not worth the time. And honestly, it's just annoying. So be a cool person. If you don't want the game, don't get it. If you do, go ahead, pick it up. So for me, I am going to be picking up the game in the bundle because I do not want to pay $80. But regardless of the price point though, I know I'll be getting a lot of value out of this game, specifically because it's going to help for making more content on this channel, and then also I know I'm going to be playing it a lot with my friends. And then of course I also have to mention that you gotta let me know in the comments, are you gonna pick it up or are you not? Do you think this price point is justified or do you not? And of course, please be cordial in the comments. I'm DJ Raviesta, that's gonna be it for me. The Rhinos are watching. Good night.